Sports Entertainment is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brond,
I'm Willem.
and we are Baldy and the Beast. Welcome back to, another exciting episode. I'm really excited for this one. What is it, Willem?
Today we are watching The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, Part 2 from WrestleMania X7. I had to say it specifically that way or else Braun would quit the show forever.
The other way is objectively wrong. I'm sorry.
I don't honestly have an opinion either way, so I don't give a shit.
So, this happened April 1st of 2001 at the Reliant Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Way bigger than the last Mania we reviewed. What were you going to say?
I'm honestly surprised they didn't at the end of the show just be like, April Fools, all the matches were fake, backwards or something.
I bet if Vince could go back, he would April Fool's the end of this match.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the point. We'll get there. Like I said, though, it was way bigger than the last Mania. There were 67,925, or if you ask Vince, well over 100,000 people in attendance.
Oh, yeah.
I
think you made that joke the last time we did this pay-per-view.
Probably. I hate how they do that now.
Yeah.
This match fell into place when Austin won the Royal Rumble, last eliminating Kane, and The Rock at No Way Out became his first ever WWF six-time champ by beating Kurt Angle. So for this feud at the beginning, Vince ordered Austin's wife Deborah to be The Rock's new manager, against the wishes of everyone involved. Which, yeah. So Austin told both men, he was like, if anything happens to Deborah, I will hold you personally responsible. So almost immediately after, on the March 12th Raw, The Rock was in a rematch with Kurt Angle and was in the ankle lock for a while, and Deborah comes in to check on The Rock, and then Angle puts the ankle lock on her too.
Oh, no.
So Austin runs down for the save. He knocks Kurt out of the ring, but Stone Cold, being a man of his word, gave The Rock a stunner as punishment, which The Rock probably stole awesome.
Yep.
So the next Raw, there was a handicap tag match. It was Rock and Jericho versus Angle, Benoit, and Regal. What a good,
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awesome.
That sounds lovely.
But Austin came down to the ring, and he ended up getting a rock bottom as a receipt from the week before.
Okay.
And then on the go-home SmackDown, Deborah was relieved of her managerial role because she failed to stop them from fighting. That is what it was booked. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
JD in the chat, thank you for coming out, JD. He is asking, is this when Triple H was injured? I believe it was, because he was... No, he was not? Was he on this card?
Fought The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah. That was at this Mania, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get injured until after this, because I remember he got injured in that match against... It was the two-man power trip, Austin Triple H versus Benoit and Jericho.
That was super short after this.
Yep.
That might have been the next night on Raw?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, because they were the champions at the time. They were tag team champions, so it might have been a month or two after this.
Okay.
I think it was like mid-May, so it was still very short after this, but that's when it happened.
Nonetheless. Anyways, let's get to speaking of the card, let's get there. So in a dark match on Sunday Night Heat, you had the X Factor, which was Just Incredible and X-Pac, and Albert, which I don't think that's a bad team. I think those three guys make a pretty good team.
It was Just Incredible and X-Pac versus who?
It was Just Incredible and X-Pac and Albert were X Factor.
Yeah.
But they fought Grandmaster Sexay and Steve Blackman.
Oh.
Which is not a tag team, I would say, goes together.
No, not really.
But the true show opener was a great one. It was for the IC title. It was Jericho and Regal. So that's going to be good. Yeah.
Yep.
Next up in the match, we had a six-man tag team match, which was Taz and the APA, which is such a kick-ass team.
Oh, yeah.
All three of those dudes are legit. Versus Right to Censor, Bull Buchanan, The Godfather and Val Venus. Right to Censor's not going over at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Next, we had the Triple Threat Hardcore match for the WWF Hardcore title. That almost took WrestleMania off air.
Yeah.
Technically the third match of the night.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of interviews about that, and like they got super like very close to accidentally just like cutting power to the entire arena.
I think it was a couple of inches, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very, very close.
But anyways, that was Kane defeating the Raven, who came in champion, and Big Show. Next up, we have members of the Radicals, Eddie Guerrero and Perry Saturn defeating Test. Well, Perry Saturn didn't defeat Test. Eddie did, but he was there for the WWF European title, which, on a quick sidebar, they need to bring something like that back. A lower mid-card title for a company as big as that is almost necessary.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's kind of what they were... I can't say that. I was going to say I feel like that's what they were trying to do with the 24/7 title, but it's just it was never meant to be serious. It was always just going to be a comedy jobber title.
Yeah, and it got old pretty quick.
JD in the chat says that Right to Censor would be the best heel group around today with how cancel culture is.
Depending on what's going on, you might be able to turn them face too.
Yeah. Right to Censor would be a really neat group to like revive in modern day.
I don't trust Vince to do it.
No, but it would be interesting to see happen.
Interesting in the bad way.
Yeah.
Interesting in the I have to watch between my hands kind of way.
It honestly depends on who's being canceled and when, and like...
Don't lie. It depends on who's fucking booking it.
Yeah.
If Vince decides he's booking it, it's probably going to be dog shit. If it's done by a potato, Vince's dinosaur that's hanging up in his office, literally anybody else, it might be okay.
They could do an entire angle where they like cancel everybody who was implicated in the what the fuck was it, the stand something, the thing that happened back in June. I can't remember the name of it.
The Wrestling Me Too movement?
Yeah, that one. I can't remember the name of it.
I forget too, but Me Too.
Speaking Out, I think that's what it was.
Speaking Out.
Yeah.
You can't tell me they would have... Vince would have made them the heel, though.
Yeah, yeah, he would have made them, all the people that were implicated in Speaking Out, look super good, and then Right to Censor look like little, like, ee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could guarantee me they were booked to be the faces, and the heels would all leave, do a loser leaves town for at least like a couple months.
Yeah.
Anyway, depending on the severity.
Let's get back on track.
That was one fucking hell of a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a singles match between Kurt Angle and Benoit. That Angle won. We had a singles match for the women's championship, and Ivory was a part of this, so Right to Censor were banned from ringside at this match. So it was just Chyna versus Ivory 1-on-1, and Chyna won. We have the big Shane versus Vince match, which is, you know how you say sometimes when we watch matches, like it'll be 30 minutes, but it'll feel like 15?
Yeah.
This match is 14 minutes, but it feels like 28.
The most standout moment in this match is the moment when Linda rises from her chair in the corner of the ring and hoofs Vince right in the dick.
Yup. Hoofs him right in the front butt. Hilarious. Yep. And she
got him good.
You know that she was like, for all this time, this motherfucker fucked with me. She had a free shot and she took it.
Yep. She ain't giving no fucks.
No, we ain't having no more kids.
No.
Next up was the TLC match. If you want to learn more about that, you can go back into the channel.
Yep.
Next up, we have the.
If you're interested in that match, you can go ahead and check that out on YouTube, or you can look back at the audio only podcast.
Next up, we have the Gimmick Battle Royal, won by the Iron Sheik, so he wouldn't have to take a bump to the outside. In your semi-main, you have Taker defeating Triple H. And in your main, obviously the match we're watching, could it be any other spot on the card?
Oh,
no, it couldn't. No DQ. This is going to be a fucking belter.
Oh, I didn't know it was no... I forgot that it was no DQ. Like I have watched this one before a couple times, but I forgot entirely that it was no DQ.
Are you ready?
Yes. If you are going to be looking for this on the network, the match starts at 3:05:30. It is the third from the last flag on the card. However, I would highly recommend watching the video package that happens beforehand. It is the fantastic My Way or the Highway video package that goes on in this.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the best video packages that WWE, WWF ever produced.
I'm gonna do things my way.
Yep. So if you get a chance, go ahead and watch that. But if you just want to follow along with the match, we're going to be starting at 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds? Yes. 3 hours, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Going to give everybody about 10, 15 seconds to go ahead and find it wherever they can on the network. I'm very excited for this match because I remember this actually being fairly well. An actually pretty well worked match. I know the last one, there wasn't a whole lot of work rate. It was just kind of, roaming around, beating people up. This one actually had some good work rate. And as you can see by the still right at the start of this, it's got probably one of the best announced teams that ever came about was Paul Heyman and JR. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and I think Heyman would have come shortly. Wouldn't it be shortly before this?
Heyman, yes.
Or was this a year before this? I can't remember.
It would have had to be around the invasion angle, so it would have been. Oh no, it would have been before that. It probably would have been about a year before this, actually. Because I remember he was with Big Show for a little bit, but I don't know if he was just doing commentary at this time. Anyway, that's beside the point. Like I said, one more time, this is going to be at 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds. We're going to go ahead and count that down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click. And there it is. The famous call, Austin just made a deal with the devil. Austin officially turning heel at the end of WrestleMania. And what can really largely be considered the end of the Attitude Era.
Yep.
All right.
And what a pay-per-view to end it on. Like, this was a landmark, humongous, one of the best WrestleManias of all time. Maybe one of the best pay-per-views of all time.
This is widely considered to be one of, if not the best Mania of all time. I really enjoy it. I don't think I've got, a best Mania. I think my favorite Mania is still 19 for some reason. It's been a while since I went back and watched it. This is still really good. Anyway, now that we're out of the match, let's go ahead and go into the hot tagline. What you got today?
Bald guys bleed good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that exact quote from when I said it earlier, but that's my hot tagline.
Bald guys bleed good. On the opposite end, Rock bleeds like shit.
Yeah.
There's my tagline. But JD says bald bleeds best.
Bald, there we go. Bald bleeds best.
There you go.
So let's go into fuck. Willem, do you remember who you picked last week?
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and go into Rebooked, which for those of you who don't know, is the segment of the show where we go ahead and we rebook a match using modern day competitors to see who could do it just as good, if not better. Since we did the match last week and we did, since this is a trilogy, instead of just kind of rebooking in general, what we're going to do is we're instead going to set guys at the start and then see if it carries over as we go through. I remember your Rock was Ricky Starks.
Who was yours? Because I wrote mine down. I typed mine in my thing, but I didn't type yours in because apparently fuck you, I guess.
Oh, my choices were KO for Stone Cold and then Big E for The Rock, and I figured out who I'm going to change my Rock for.
Okay.
So, are you sticking with your choices? Who were your choices again? I know Ricky Starks.
I was Hangman for Stone Cold and Ricky Starks for The Rock. I don't see any reason to change it. I can't think of... I would love to see those two fucking have a feud.
Yeah?
And I think they could do this match pretty goddamn good justice. I don't think there's anything that they couldn't do. Replace
Yeah.
the stunner with a couple buckshots.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good to watch. But I did figure out who I'm replacing The Rock with, and it's going to be kind of a controversial choice. But I feel like it fits for what's going on. So I'm keeping KO as my Stone Cold because that just kind of fits with their moveset, especially with the fact that KO even now just does the stunner. But I'm replacing The Rock with Eddie Kingston.
Oh,
because Eddie Kingston has great in-ring presence. He's very very impactful with all of his moves, and he does a lot of like similar things to The Rock. Like he always has great promos. He always like cuts off the music. He always just has these scathing promos against who he's going with, and you always believe a little bit of what he's talking about. And because of that, that's why I'm replacing Big E with Eddie Kingston, mainly because the promos are just so much better. They're arguably on The Rock's levels.
Kingston is great, and I love how if you look at the top talkers in the world, especially the top talkers in the U.S.,
yeah,
they all kind of work for one company.
Yeah. I also just really, really, really would like one day to see Eddie Kingston versus Kevin Owens. I feel like that would be a banger of a fucking match.
Yeah, I want to see them have a promo off.
Yeah, because KO is also fucking fantastic on the mic.
In the dub, which I think earns him bonus points.
Right.
God, who else cuts a? I'm getting off track to who cuts a good promo now.
So to finish this off, do you think the right person went over in the end of this match?
Person, wrong way.
Yeah, I think the right person went over, but it was not booked the proper way because Austin definitely should have gone over at the end of this match. He definitely should have been the winner, but it's argued to say that Austin turning heel and teaming with McMahon really, really kind of killed. It didn't kill the business, but it definitely led to a down period.
Slowly.
And it led to the invasion angle, which is one of the most oddly booked things in it. One of the biggest missed opportunities in wrestling history. And that's been said 1,000,001 times. If you look at any channel, there's somebody who's had their own take on the invasion angle, on how it's been just it was the biggest missed opportunity.
I think my favorite so far was Adam Blampied. He did a really good job about like breaking down how to do it, and like it really good.
Yep. Really, the biggest way to do it is just push it back a year.
Yep. You know what the best way to do it would be? For Vince to open his fucking pocketbook and bring in Sting in the NWO. You know, the WCW guys.
Even then, I don't think Sting would have came over at that time.
I don't think Sting would have, but NWO definitely would have. You could have gotten some more big when one of the biggest stars on your WCW invasion is Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, that's not good.
Sorry,
that's not good.
That's not good.
He was buff, but he ain't got the stuff.
Yeah, you could have brought in like Ray, obviously NWO, Sting, DDP could have come in earlier. That would have been good.
Yep.
Because another rabbit hole. Maybe
the biggest weird thing about the invasion angle is that all the key players that would have made the invasion angle just chef's kiss fantastic is they all eventually made their way there. Like they kind of trickled in, and by the time they made it in, it was
too late.
And also they made DDP the Stalker. Like,
boo.
DDP is amazing. He is one of the key babyface people on the WCW roster. One of the biggest feel-good stories, coming in and starting training in his mid-30s, way after anybody would be By the time he got done training, way after anybody would be past their prime, and he made it to be WCW champion. He made it to be a big top star in the second biggest company in the country, and at the time was probably the first biggest company in the country.
Yep.
And they made him Sarah Undertaker's stalker, and then she beat him with she beat him on TV.
Yeah.
And
Undertaker whipped his ass 7 ways to Sunday because of course he did. Because he has to. Because
he's stalking your wife.
Stalker. It just if they had somebody I don't know. I don't mean this as a diss to the guy. If it was the Sandman, I'd buy it.
The Sandman be Sarah Undertaker's stalker.
You know who I don't buy as Sarah the Undertaker stalker? Fucking
DDP.
DDP. Not even a little.
Hurry up, quick. New episode of Rebooked. Who could be Sarah Undertaker's stalker?
Oh, gee. Sandman.
Sandman.
Smoking, drinking, stalking.
Smoking crack, stalking Sarah. Sandman. Who else could do that? Someone. Fuck, man. I don't know. You got me with Sandman.
If you want it to be funny, maybe Stevie Richards.
Stevie Richards, fucking Vampiro. Vampiro stalks Sarah Undertaker.
Dustin Rhodes, because he's used to doing it, is 7.
Yeah. No, Dustin Rhodes, they literally just stick him with 7 and he has to stalk Sarah Undertaker.
They call him 7 again.
Yeah. They tried to call him 7 again 3 weeks ago when they had him go into the Dark Order. They tried to have it be 7.
That was good, though.
That was good. That was a great callback.
I hope he joins and everybody calls him 7 and he goes, the whole gimmick is, I'm not fucking 7. And everybody's like, okay, 7, whatever you say.
Right.
That would be funny.
That was have you ever watched the promo where he the one time where he came out as 7, where he just comes out and he's like, this is a stupid fucking gimmick. I'm going back to being Dustin Rhodes next week, but here I am. I'm going to do this for right now, but this isn't staying.
Yep. I'd watch that. I watch that every once in a while when I'm not having a good day. Because I'm having a better day than Dustin Rhodes. You
know what I watch every now and again when I'm not having a great day? The fucking Ric Flair, Jay Lethal, who's the better Rick. That is, oh my god, that's my favorite promo segment of all time. That's so fucking good.
Favorite promo? Oh, there is only one best promo of all time.
Steiner Math.
It's Steiner Math. It is fucking. I will go to the grave saying that amalgamation of words that don't go together and math that doesn't add up is the fucking best thing I've ever heard in my life. I show non-wrestling fans Steiner Math, and every single one of them laugh their ass off the whole time.
There was a guy on it was a post a year or two ago on our Squared Circle where he went to WrestleMania Access and they had the thing where you could record a promo and he did Steiner Math.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, do you have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Good Dynamite yesterday. Darby Allin did good wrestling things.
Yeah,
so did Brian Cage.
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I got home from work and I wanted to sit and just eat dinner with Katie and not really have to worry about anything. And then I was gonna watch it this morning, but I talked to Braun about this earlier, but I upgraded some stuff with my computer because I noticed there was some weird streaming issues when I would play Yakuza or something, where it wouldn't. I'd have some really noticeable frame dips where I'd have to play the game at lower quality. So I got a new processor for my computer, and it came in this morning, and it just kind of led to my whole day being fucking weird. For whatever reason, whenever I open up my computer, and if to do anything with the computer, my body's just release the sweat, and it's just a big sweaty nightmare for the entire rest of the day. So I didn't get a chance to watch Dynamite last night or this morning. or probably tomorrow because I'll have shit to do tomorrow.
It was good.
It was good.
Good Dynamite.
That's our review of AEW Dynamite this week. We'll see you next week.
That's why we don't review things.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck are you talking about? Our whole channel is review.
I mean, like whole shows.
Yeah.
We can review matches, not whole shows. Yeah. Just kidding.
So what are we watching next Tuesday?
It's a fucking fantastic question, and if I was prepared, I could tell you.
Well, it's Thursday. You know the next day we do a show is Tuesday, and it's not a trilogy.
Yeah. Next one is Eddie versus Edge.
Oh.
That's gonna be good. And then do you want to announce what next month is gonna be, or would you like me to? Because that's coming up. That's gonna be the last week of January.
Yeah, I can announce that.
We're gonna start that.
So we're gonna be starting this on the Twitch channel. We're gonna start it a week early, but for the simple fact that when we record it goes up a week later on YouTube. But for the entire month of February, we're going to be doing February, which is an entire month just kind of showcasing some of the best women's matches and watching that for the entire month of February. Just to kind of broaden our horizons a little bit. And there are some really top tier women's matches, especially in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, most of them are in the last... All of them are in the last 5 years except for one. Okay. And I if you don't know what that one is, then you did not watch wrestling in the year 2005.
So yeah, we're gonna do that starting the last week of this month for our Twitch viewers, and it'll be going for the entire month of February for those of you that watch us on YouTube. But that'll be after we finish up this trilogy next Thursday.
With all of the YouTube I watch, I thought you were going to say, that's coming out a week early for my Patreon subscribers, and I was like, good for them.
Good for him.
Wait, he didn't tell me we had fucking a Patreon or subscribers on it.
No.
Asshole.
Nope.
Ugh.
We're not quite to that point yet. We've not made a single dime on this channel.
I bet you my mom would give me at least $1 a month.
Yeah. So anyway, do you have anything else you need to talk about tonight?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming out and checking us out tonight. Thank you, JD, for coming and checking us out in the chat. We always appreciate you coming out and saying hi, bud. If you haven't already, go ahead and check us out in the description down below on our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the places that we're at. If you don't feel like looking at our pretty faces here on the show, you can go ahead and check us out on our audio-only podcast over on Anchor or Spotify or any of the other places that we're available at. Again, those are all in the description down below. We will be back this coming Tuesday for Eddie Guerrero versus Edge from, what was that pay-per-view? You didn't say what it was.
Because I didn't say what it was. Because I don't know.
Yeah. So we will be back this Tuesday for Eddie Guerrero versus Edge from... Do you got it?
There's a book full of fucking matches. I have no idea. I picked the spot and I'm...
Oh, forget it.
SmackDown.
Just an episode of SmackDown?
September 26th of 2002.
All right, so from an episode of SmackDown, we'll be watching that match. Thank you guys for coming out and watching us tonight. Thank you for coming and checking us out on YouTube. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.